In this video, I'm going to solve a business case which is related to data analysis. Here is the part one, data efficiency. Question one is under the data efficiency. Then part B, descriptive statistics, which is related to statistics and data. Part C, visualization, and D, lookup and logic function we are going to use, and part E, pivot table and pivot chart, and part F, regression. So before doing the analysis, first of all, we have to for answering the questions. There is no handwritten answer will be alert. So don't need to cover page. So we just solving the questions one by one, Q1, Q2. This is the process. And written answer should not exceed the maximum word. Each question normally mention the word counts. So we have to follow the words. What is mentioning here there. And the maximum word, this is the maximum word you may answer. That means if our particular answer is less than the mentioned words, that means it would be okay. There is no problem. And the other thing is that the total answer should not be more than 4 pages. Okay. And the single pages, not double space. There are lots of font style we can use, and the font size should be 12. And we have to save it doc file or PDF format. And we have to also provide the Excel file where we actually going to the analysis. Okay. So here is the clear guideline. Now I'm going to solve the case one by one. First of all, data efficiency. Here mentioned that a provided data create name range and convert data into a table. So here is the data file. Uh, Here is our data file. So we have to follow the clear guidelines here. So I just keep it side by side. Excel file. Just let me solve. So here's the data file, order date, region, and product category, and customer age group, products sold, how many product actually sold, discount rate, and revenue in dollar format. Okay. So if you want to read the whole data set in a short time, then we can filter it easily using the filter, data tab, and filter. So what is the actual work of filter? If you use the filter, then we can read the data at a time easily. There is no errors here, no any blank data. This is the clean data set, which is already uh, the the authority already sent us. Okay, so here's the clean data, and okay, there is no blank data, so we can keep it. And first text is we have to use the name range for create the name range. So what is the name range? Name range basically indicating that we have to set the name for our data like region. So what is the region? Like B2 to uh, B3 301 rows. Okay. So I select the all data here like for region, and I just set the name for this and define names. I have to set the name region. This is the region. Okay. This is the create the name range for each of the columns. Order date, we can keep order date, order date. Same way, product category. First of all, select the data and set the name. Product category. So we cannot use space in the name. We have to use underscore category. Then customer age group, select the data, define names, data formula step, then define names, select the data and customer age group. Okay. I just set the name for the data. It if we set the name, it will be easy for doing any calculation. It automatically selected product sold, so I don't need to changes anything here. Okay. Same goes to define names. Already set. Okay. Just select define names already set here. Okay. So maybe sometimes it can be automatically set by default. Okay, no problem. So first, then convert data into a table. If we want to convert the data set, we have to select the all data, keep cursor any cell, that control A for select all data, and control T for making the data into a table. So what is the benefit of data into a table? If you make the data into a table, so it will be dynamic table, and if you add any row or any column in this data, it will automatically add into the data. So here automatically select the data set, data whole data A1 to G301. Then my table has header, because my table also has a header order date region product category, indicating that table header. Okay, so it's kind of dynamic data. If we add any data by any column, any rows, it will automatically add into the table. But normally, if we don't make it a table, then it will not automatically add into the table. But now, as it's a table, if we add any column, any rows here by any row, then it will automatically add. It will be a dynamic table. Okay. Suppose if you want to add any data here, suppose paste, automatically add here. This is the dynamic table. So now I don't need this. I just Control Z. Okay. Then add a displaying average for each of the quantitative variables and provide a screenshot. Okay. So I have to make it the average for quantitative variables. So we know here quantitative variables is like product sold, discount, and revenue. So our other things are categorical variable or qualitative variables. Okay. Here quantitative variables is product sold, discount, and revenues. So we can keep use the formula, or we can direct, as it's a dynamic table, we can see here is the total rows. Okay, here is the total rows, table design and total rows. So in the total rows, I can easily use the average here. Here is the average, not total. Just use here. We can use different formulas here: average, sum, count, maximum, minimum. So it's a by default format. If we make the table as a dynamic table, and now I can set average or write down the average. Okay, no need to total. Oh yes, so you can not. Okay, I just write down the average and quantity variables. Then insert slicer for product region and product category, and personalize your table to slicer design, and filter the table slicer to display only your assigned region and product category. Okay, so first of all, I have to make the in slicer. Okay, so what is the slicer? Slicer is working like a filter. Okay, so I just select the data, insert, and filter slicer, filter and slice. So here mentioned that I have to slicer for region and product category. Sorry, region and product category. Okay. Then I can dynamic it, or I can use multiple colors here. Okay. I can redesign it, color for format. I can share using the different format. Okay. Just as mentioned that personalized table and slicer design. So I just change the format. Now here mentioned that the filter your table slicer to display only your assigned. Here my assigned is homewares, product category, homewares, and region is essay. Okay. So my assign, here my assign. So that's why I just select it and homewares. Here the filtered data, only showing the homeworks and essay. Reason is essay. Okay. So here is it. I can keep it and screenshot, take the screenshot for this, and it will be the answer. And after that, it's basically a assign, and region is basically based on the rule number, student rule number. So, suppose someone is rule number is something 4, 5, 6, 9, 8, 9. Okay, that means the last digit. What is the last digit? Last digit is 9. That means someone is like essay and homeworks product category. So my rule number is something like that. So last digit is 9. That's why my assign product category is homeworks, and region is essay. After that, based on the, I can take the screenshot here, something like that, and keep it and paste it in the Word file. After that, the question two is remove any filters applied to region. So first of all, remove sorry, don't need to filter for region. Now this is the homeworks data, and for revenue within your assigned product category. For revenue within your assigned product category, I have to find out the mean, average. Is actually indicating the average. Median, which is the middle value. Mode is the maximum value. Minimum and maximum range, and maximum range standard deviation. Okay. So here's the value. Already a product category is selected. Now I have to copy the data, this data, Control C, and paste in another sheet as a value, not like directly here, like something like that values. Okay. Here total data is 66. That means 65. For whenever we use the filter for product category. Okay. As already filtered product category, but not filtered the region. Now, I have to solve it, the mode, median, something like that, descriptive statistics. So I have to write down the descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. Now, mean. Mean means indicate the average. By the statistics language, it's kind of mean. Okay. Here's the average value. Mode, median, median indicating the middle value. For revenues only. Okay. We don't use another data set here. We just use the median. And then after that, mode. Mode basically indicating the highest ranking the value, which is keep multiple times, maximum times. Okay, mode. Here is the data. There is no available. That means every data is unique. That's why there is no available mode data. Okay, so it can be happen, no problem. If the same data is not multiple times, it will not the mode value. Okay. Then after that minimum actually the lowest value. So min minimum equal min bracket close. Sorry, just minimum value maximum max maximum value. Here is the range. Range basically indicating the difference between the maximum and minimum. So maximum value is there. Maximum value minus or subtract the minimum value. Here is the range. And standard deviation. So here is the formula STDE. Here the lots of formula here. So standard deviation for population, standard deviation for sample. So here that there are 65 data. Okay. But the total data is, if you don't use the filter, then we can see the total data is 300. Okay. But whenever we use the filter for homeworks, then we can see our data is 65 only. So that's why we are going to use STEB, STD, standard deviation, STDEB dot S, because it's a sample, not total population. Total population is 300, but we are going to conduct for 65 data only. So that's why we are using sample, not population. Okay, so here is the descriptive statistics. And if you want to show that formula here, then we can copy the formula and keep it one by one like that. Okay, one by one, we can keep it. But I'm not going to do it again. So here is the formula wise descriptive statistics, but we can conduct these in another format also, like using the data analysis tool pack data and data analysis. We can conduct this format also, like we have to input the data range. By default, automatically, they will consider the level first row, output range. If I use output, suppose here is the output range, and it will automatically summary statistics automatically show. So here is the formula. Standard deviation, median, mode, everything would be same, because this is the another format, like analysis tool pack using. So we can use both format, both way, but here I mentioned that provide the Excel formula. That's why I use this. Okay, but I can do it also, this format also, but this way, this method also. After that, clear remaining filters and create histogram for revenue with a bin size 100 and a box plot for products sold. Revenue, for revenue, we are going to do a histogram, and after that, we are going to conduct a box plot. So I have to keep the raw data here. So first of all, uh, I need to raw data. Here is the raw data. Control C, Control V, raw data. I just keep it as a value, not formula value. Okay. Here total data is 300. Now here is no filter here. I have to make the histogram for revenue, bean size $100, and a box plot. Box plot for product sold. Okay. So I select the box plot data for make it as a box plot, histogram, and box plot. Here is the box plot data. Okay. I just cut it, and here is the box plot data. Now I can rename the box plot on product sold. Now I can set the labels also, data labels, which basically help me to get idea about the product sold, what is the lowest and what is the highest. Okay. And maximum, minimum, and average, first quartile, third quartile. Okay. First quartile and third quartile. Everything. There is no outliers uh, here. And the histogram for revenue. First of all, we have to make the bean size. Here is the beans, $100, $200, this way. So uh, we already analysis the descriptive statistics. We know the maximum value is here the okay. Let me conduct. Let me conduct the maximum value and minimum value. Minimum. Here is the minimum value, maximum, because it basically help me to conduct the on make the bean size. Okay, so here is the total highest bean is 1700 and lowest is 100. So okay, bean basically helped me. Now I'm going to conduct the histogram, data type, data analysis toolpath, then histogram, input data range. What is the data range? Data range is actually indicating the revenue. Then input the bean size, bean range. What is the bean range? We already select the bean here. Now labels, output range. We can select the output where we also want to show the output. Okay. Here is the bean size. Okay. Now, if you want to make it histogram like that, you already find out the frequency for each of the beans, like 100, 200. What is the frequency under this range? And now, if we make it a bar chart, and after bar chart, after conducting bar chart, we can make it a histogram also. So how we can do it? Suppose we select the data and insert a column or bar chart, column chart. Okay, cluster column. There is no need to cluster column. I can use just frequency, something like that, and change the quick layout. Layout should be like that. and the border or outline of each bars should be colored, like outlines should be colored. Now we can see easily understandable. This is the data levels, data levels, and exist title. Exist title should be something like that. Here's the bean, and here is the frequency. Now for the bean, we can select or we can change it. Select the data because bean is actually our something like that. Okay, so here's the bean. Now we can write down the name for title, histogram on revenue. Okay, so here is the solve of descriptive statistics and the question 2 and 3. Okay, so we can keep it something like that. So here is the positive skewed and maximum data is under 100 to 400. Here's the lowest. Okay, so it's a rare like outliers, something like 700, 1700 here. It's a positive skewed data, not normally distributed. Normally distributed should be something like that, but it's not a normally distributed data. After that, visualization. Okay,